on Wednesday, May 20, 2026. The meeting starts at 6:49 p.m. at the Early Childhood Center, 274th Street, Palisades Park, New Jersey. Everyone, please stand for flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's okay? Okay. Present.
Ms. Susan Clark.
Present.
Ms. Boyoung.
Here.
Mr. Andrew Mr. Junior.
Here.
Mr. Sridhar Kaya. Mr. Ray Park. Ms. Ingrid Kim. Mr. Louis Young. Mr. Carl Beto.
Present.
Mr. Amir Benjamin. Bushwalker.
Here.
There we go.
In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, I hereby state that notice of this regular meeting has been provided to the public by a written notice dated January 15, 2026. The meeting notice has been emailed to all staff members at the District 3 school locations, communicated to the record, filed with the Board Clerk of Palisades Park, posted on the district website. Before we move on to the work session, we need to go to closed session for very short period, at 5 minutes, to discuss some legal matters.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I can talk. Is it gonna be long?
I should talk at 5-10 minutes.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
May I have a motion?
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We'll be back soon. Thank you for your patience.
Oh, look at this.
Very independent.
Very independent. It's better. Look at him, he's getting faster.
The subsidiary.
No, like people here. Don't just here.
We have a motion to close our project session and open our meeting to public. All in favor? So now, the first discussion agenda is approval of board minutes. We have for our 4 board minutes, that is 2 for the March 25th. One is for March 25th, the other is April 22nd, also for regular session and closed session. Do you have any corrections, any other discussion needed? If not, reading and ground. Mr. Sergio is not right now, so he couldn't attend the meeting, so I'll read the agenda. We have 3 consent agenda for tonight for board approval. First one is PTA, year-end carnival. Number 2, NJ, Korean American Basketball Association Invitation Tournament. Number 3, Borough of Palisades Park Recreation. There's many days, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. So Palisades Park Recreation Department is requesting for the, I'll just read the resolution. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the request of the Board Lindenberg Elementary School on the following dates and the times for the public viewing of FIFA soccer games. So it was the last update, so I'll just read this information. Do you have any questions? Any discussion? Education, next education. Mr. Justin Chung is not here at Thursday. We have one consent agenda on the education, which is field trip. Do you have any questions? No? Next, the finance. Mr. Chunni, could you read the agendas?
Yep, so we have 15 consent agendas for the finance. Number one is staff member visitation workshops, professional visitation workshops, District NJSBA Workshop 2026. Cost is $2,300. Number two is approval of April payroll. April payroll, April 15th, April 30th. The following amounts. Number three is student activities account. Board of Education, upon recommendation of superintendent, accept financial reports. High school and work school activity accounts for month ending April 30th. Number four, secretary financial reports, March 2026. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent, accept secretary unaudited 2025-26 financial reports, which are agreement reflecting the district's financial activities for the period of March 2026. Number five is ratification of board secretary monthly certification, necessary line items, March 2026. Number six is transfers, March 2026. Number seven is treasurer's report, December 2025. 8 is treasurer's report, January 2026. Number 9 is out of district contracts, 25-26 SY. And number 10, New Christian Academy Agreement for 26-27 school year. Number 11 is approval of food services. 12 is acceptance of New Jersey High Impact Tutoring Cohort 3 grant. Amount of $8,000. Nice. Number 13 is tax levy payments. Number 14 is tuition reimbursement. And 15 is approval of the May bills.
Thank you. Any questions and discussion in finance?
Madam President, if I can just make a comment?
Sure.
I want to personally thank Sylvia Farrell for helping during the transition while our new accounts bookkeeper's coming on. She has been tremendous help in preparing tonight's bill list. She's helped me, helped the office, and ensure that our vendors got paid. So I want to publicly thank her on behalf of the board.
Thank you. I heard from Grace regarding that news. Yeah, and it's already sort of step in the board office too, and everyone's been overworking. And so when the new bookkeeper start working?
Tomorrow.
After our meeting. So yeah, thank you for Ms. Sylvia Carparo for your hard work. And any other discussion, questions? In finance? But then the number 13, tax levy, that we were just expecting this amount of money every month as is stated.
Yeah, equally divided amongst the 12 months.
Okay. Thank you. Next, personnel. We have 3 consent agenda. Ms. Soo-Kyung Park.
The personnel, we have 13 agendas today. Number 1, resignation of staff. Number 2, home instruction teachers. Number 3, approval of student teachers. Number 4, option to after-school program. Number 5, request for leave. Number 6, approval of sidebar letter of agreement. Number 7, reduction in force for the 2026 and 27 school year. And number 8, creation of administrative positions and appointments. Number 9, appointment of personnel. Number 10, creation of position. Number 11, appointment of personnel. Number 12, appointment of personnel. Number 13, appointment of personnel. That's all.
Thank you. Any questions?
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
so we're, Deborah Yushenkian. What is, because we're getting rid of this position, is that what's going on?
Yeah, I tried my best. It's a little complicated. I tried to sum it up in a board update. Basically, the district currently has 5 supervisor positions. Part of the budget process, we needed to reduce 2. So the proposal is to, with the 3 remaining positions, create 2 director jobs, which are 12-month positions. Because overall we will have 2 less administrators, at least 2 of them will go to 12 months, and we will have some extra time to make up some of the responsibilities that will be shared amongst the team. 1 will remain as a supervisor of early childhood as well as student support services, and that particular position, 60% of it is paid by the preschool grant. So basically you have 5 admin positions being reduced to 3, and 2 supervisors were veteran tenured teachers, so they do have rights and they will revert back to their teaching positions. So this complicated language accomplishes all of that.
So the supervisor positions did not have a similar, what is it, funds coming in from the state?
Only one, the preschool receives funding directly from the state. The others were district funded.
Any more questions in personnel? If not, next to policy. Mr. Junmi?
There is 3 consent agendas for policy. The first one is policy revision 1330, use of school facilities, first reading. Be resolved, the Palisades Park Board of Education approves the first reading of the updated policy. Use of facilities, as opposed. Number 2, bylaws number 9325.1, remote participation, first reading. That the Palisades Park Board of Education approves the first reading of proposed bylaws 9325.1 regarding remote participation in board meetings through electronic communications. And number 3 is bylaw 9325.4, voting methods, first reading. Palisades Park Board of Ed approves the first reading of revised bylaws, voting methods regarding board voting procedures, abstentions, and virtual voting participation.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? Because I've been working with the policy committee and our legal counselor, and we've been updating months and months. And the last version just came out at last minute, so we printed it out. And if you need time to understand all of these language, I can wait too.
Yeah, I think I'd rather read through it.
But the policy needs 2 reading. Even if we have, there is possibility that we will have some minor amendment or revision in next month for second reading.
Okay.
Any other questions? I just would like to recognize my special thanks to Mr. Junmin, the chairperson of policy committee, and Mr. Arumate, our legal counselor, to help develop this policy amendment. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of work actually. And next, negotiations, and Mr. Rayba.
There's one item, number one, ratification for a memorandum of agreement for PPSA. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the memorandum of agreement between the board and the Palisades Park Supervisors Association covering the period from July 1st to June 30th, 2027.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? Questions? I just want to make sure if I'm aware that, so starting July 1st, 2026, only one person will be applied for this new contract.
This is correct, yes. Yes, and this will also cover retroactive pay back to
Back to one
2024
people.
for all five
All five.
supervisors.
Thank you.
And you said, can you clarify what you just said, so the PPSA will only encompass one person?
Sure, so the five supervisors that I spoke about earlier, they were working without a contract since June 30th, 2024 is when it expired. So negotiations have gone on for quite some time, and we have reached agreement and resolution. A lot of the terms and conditions were actually negotiated last spring. So basically what this does is the board, if they accept the proposal to approve this MOA, basically it gives retroactive raises to the current five supervisors. And then going forward, there will only be one supervisor on July 1st, but that person would then receive the increase for next school year.
Thank you. Do you have any more questions? Other discussion? That's the new business. It's a long passage, so I'll just read the title and the last two paragraphs. It's a resolution urging relief from rising public school employee health care costs. So basically, like all the local school boards, we are impacted by the healthcare surge. As many of you are aware of our budget presentation, that the 32% is up this year. So the Palisades Park Board of Education is not just a district that we are deeply affected in our budget. So other school board members and school district are asking the state for the better measure and consideration of this kind of challenging issue. So this is a second from the last passage. Be further resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education in the County of Bergen urges the governor to engage in meaningful engagement with all affected stakeholders to develop and implement practical long-term reforms to the state system of delivering health care to its public employees in order to generate meaningful long-term savings. And be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to Governor Vicky Sherry, State Treasurer Aaron Randall, State Senate President Nicholas Secretary, Assembly Speaker Peg Cobley, I'm sorry, I'm not good at these names, and Senator Gordon M. Johnson, Assemblywoman Sharon Hyder, Assemblywoman Ellen Park, and the New Jersey School Board Association. Do you have any questions? So I have another new agenda for the new business. That's what reason that we need to check the legality of this agenda. before we start the work session. New business. The non-partisan school board election is in November. Not right now, but because of the severity of the recent obnoxious episode politically targeting innocent board members and other citizens, the board will discuss the episode in detail in this new business. I would like to discuss about text messaging sent from the Mayor Jong-Paul Kim on Saturday morning, May 16th, to 4 board members and the mayor's running mates council candidates for the primary election. Most people, especially if they are elected officials like myself, would not like a voice about the false news about himself or herself because of the nature of how the rumors spreads from the initial nosiness. In the belief that the public deserves and has the right to truthful and accurate information, especially if it's about the governing body that constitutes public education, the Palisades Park Board of Education will address with the utmost seriousness the issues of political smear campaigns and the dissemination of fake news targeting school district officials. School board members are entrusted with the governance of public education. Any act that tarnishes the reputation of Board of Education members through fabricated narrative will ultimately be regarded as an obstruction of the school district administrative and legislative functions. If the reputation of the school board members are tarnished, the legitimacy of the public education-related measures we have approved will also be affected. So I will read the text message, just first part, not all, because we've been back and forth. And then I formally ask to the people on this text message whether they want to respond by email. So they sent me a written response I'm going to read. So it's about May 16th, Saturday, 8:52 a.m. in the morning. Mayor Jong-Paul Kim sent a text message to 13 people, including 9 board members. Good morning, Board of Ed members. Hope you are reforming the school system. I thank you for your dedication. There's a lot of work to do. I have a question or a big concern. I've heard that Councilman Min, Barnabas Yu, or Su Jung struck a deal with Mr. Mataracho to help Seok-min win this election in return for consulting job for the BOE. I would like to hear from the BOE if this is true. Giving out jobs when the BOE needs to create classroom for the kids' schools, sounding wrong for politics. I hope this is not true and just a rumor. By the way, Chairperson Chung, last time you visited the council meetings with your board members to talk about Seok and Christine is talking about was interesting. But next time, make sure you are not breaking the sunshine law. Cannot come together more than 4 members, including you. Thank you. So I responded, Mayor Kim, you should know that you are doing now what you're doing now. Incriminating innocent person who never did or engaged in action, and other governing body who brought governance mistake issues to be corrected into the council for school tax levy. All your allegations against me above, you'll be responsible as I'm 100% aware what I have done for BOE and the community. I understand your desperation for your election, but this is not acceptable. For the 5 members, we were aware of it and had a resolution passed to limit 4 members to talk with the mayor and council. 2 members were participating in the meeting from other local associations group, so I said separately to avoid your case. When on the podium, all members followed and I didn't stop them to stand there. We didn't discuss board business. And Mayor John Kim said, I'm just asking questions, Soo-jung, don't be so sensitive. So I replied, would you pay all people who named the board to your mayor council meeting so we can talk about it publicly? I'm confident to prove. Then he replied, and I'm just letting you know the more than 4 members should be together to talk about BOE business. Get it right. So I'm just read one more line and then stop here. So I replied, I'm very concerned with what you're doing to BOE members on Saturday morning. So since after this message, I got one for 1 hour, and then the next day I got more messages. I had to stop him, and I sent Mr. John Min, Barnabas Yu, and Mr. Tom Macharacho for your response, for their response if they would like, and they could not just respond if they prefer not to, and if they prefer me not to mention out their name, I wouldn't, but they want, all of them want to go straight forward, confront the matter. And Seok Min didn't respond to me in email, but I see him here now today. Maybe if you would like to respond, you could. I didn't speak any of these people before or after about this kind of matter. And so I have 2 responses. One is Mr. Barnabas Wu, one is Mr. Tom Mataracho. But they're all unknown people and they are former board members too. So Tom Mataracho replied on May 19, as a citizen, I refuse to be treated as a political pawn, Barney said. And Mr. Barnabas Wu replied, Dear Soo-jung, unfortunately, I have been in Florida, Orlando from last weekend until Friday morning for personal business matters. Reading your text, I thought that Mayor Pro Kim truly does not realize how much his vulgar election campaign hurts the hearts of so many good innocent people. I believe he harbors the foolish thought that because he is such a low-quality person, others will also run their elections in the same low-quality manner. Mr. Mataracho and I have maintained a friendly relationship through the Board of Education for the past 16 years. But we have never once exchanged any request of favors. Our relationship is simply one of trust based on mutual honesty and refinement. I simply do not want to even mention Mayor Pro Kim's name anymore. Thank you for reaching out. Best regard, Barnabas Wu. That's his response. And Mr. Min, would you like to respond as well?
If you could spare me a minute or so, I'd like
Yeah,
to.
it's not public participation.
Okay, sure, I'll wait until then.
Yeah, but you can answer it now. 'Cause,
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Seok Min. As you can see over here, I'm here as a capacity of resident of Palisades Park, council member of Palisades Park, mayor candidate, Seok Min. The reason why I came here, right? I could respond through the president's email, but I want to make sure this lives on the record, minute record. So I have not made the separate deal about the consulting job. This is old tactic. Right now, the mayor is actually misleading the people and the board member here, which they have to be respected. But the election is right at the corner right now. So mayor is misleading a lot of different people, hurting people right now. So I am actually making this as a record. If I'm become a mayor, right? If this truly happens, right, I'll step down. That's how much I feel about this concern. So that's my bottom line, that's my whole point. So this is false rumor. Please do not believe in this rumor, please. Thank you.
Thank you. And also just note that the mayor, it wasn't his asking that he could just join this meeting tonight. So we all welcome, always welcome to anyone who wants to attend our public meeting. So we're expecting him to be here, but I don't see him now. But yeah. So
I actually expected him to show up here and actually have this conversation.
thank you. Do you have any questions? Any discussions? Members?
I'm a little concerned that this turned a bit political.
Yes.
It
Thank you.
shouldn't be.
Yeah. I don't think it was fair to do without the presence of the mayor. It's not appropriate.
I agree. Sorry if you think about that way. I thought of that too. If this kind of news disseminated in the community, it's my interest as well. But I can't always avoid speaking in public too. And this kind of thing will just continuously come out one by one, which I've been experiencing. So I don't take it as a political issue. Whenever I get this kind of false accusation, just because I'm a board member by another elected officer, then I will speak up. And if this is a matter, I can discuss again next board meeting. If we have concern, please address that to us too. So we have closed our work session and open the regular session.
I make a motion?
All in favor?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So regular session is started with the board president report. It is with deep regret that I announce the news of the sudden passing of Mr. Kevin Lim, a former member of our Board of Education. Despite his demanding schedule as a successful accountant, Mr. Kevin Lim served our school district from 2021 to 2023 with a pure hearts and without any pursuit of personal gain. We express our sincere gratitude for his dedicated service, through which he tried to help administration build a transparent and effective school finance system. We hope that he may now rest in peace. Anyone knows about Mr. Kevin Lim? Some of you and some of not. Yeah, it was a sudden news that I very sad too. So I went to his viewing events in the funeral home last month. And the next one is memo. Just bring this to your attention relevant to what I mentioned about in new business. The intensity of the mayor election campaign has recently been heating up. We all ask the stakeholders within the school district to ensure that students' right to learn in an educational environment are not compromised by political propaganda or campaign activities. And my last report is Memorial Day Parade that will be held on May 25th, Monday. And the line lineup starts at 9:30 p.m. And I will relay emails or other messaging to see if you're available to participate in the parade. If we don't have at least a few people available that day, we might not work. Then usually we are joining the parade because we have to hold the banner and we need a few people and miss the goal line. So next, report of the superintendent, Mr. Albano.
Sure. I just have three things. First, to formally announce the last day of school will be June 17th, and that is for students and staff alike. Also that day is our high school graduation, which will be at 6 p.m. All board members are invited, and if you are interested in joining us, please let Ms. Lee know, and we will have seating for you. The other graduations here at the ECC on June 16th, they do it a little differently. It's not the entire school together. We do it by class, and it takes course over the entire school day. But those board members are welcome to join, but that is a long day. And Lindbergh is on June 15th at 10 a.m. And that'll be the graduation for our sixth graders moving up to 7th. So again, if you'd like to attend, please, by all means, let Grace know. Additionally, I just thought I would mention that an update on facilities. Train Technologies is the company that installed our HVAC system at the high school. The good news is that they started up the chiller on Tuesday. With this heat, it couldn't come soon enough. However, it did not cover the entire high school building. There's one part that they need to install, and they assured us it would happen by the end of this week. So we weren't fully air conditioned, unfortunately, at the middle high school, but many classrooms had relief. Others still have some old window units that were not really powerful, but at least kept people somewhat comfortable. And if there is some warm weather ahead, and the last 2 to 3 weeks of school, we anticipate the high school will be fully air conditioned. The plan is then, once the system is up and running and we feel it is reliable and it's tested, we will remove window units over the summer, and those in very good condition will be reinstalled down at Lindbergh to either replace older units or potentially air condition some additional rooms. The Lindbergh building is a very difficult building to install central air. It is construction of it almost 100 years ago is very, very expensive to penetrate. There's concrete, there's reinforced concrete and brick. So we probably will continue and make recommendations into next year for more window units, because of course temperatures do seem to be increasing every year, of course, and some of these heat waves are coming earlier and earlier. One other good news on this topic is that over the course of the project, the warranty, parts and labor for the train equipment did expire. Emilio and I, though, met with our architects and the train company and insisted on a 1-year extension, because until it's fully operational, you really don't know what may be needed. We don't anticipate problems, but we were happy to hear that train extended our warranty for parts and labor for an entire year. So we will test it at the end of the school year, over the summer, of course, and into the fall, and even early next spring, and it'll be fully warranted through that time. And after that, we will have a normal service contract with train. It's a very sophisticated system, but we are excited to provide comfort, to our students and staff up at the junior, senior high school. Also, I just want to mention we spoke about it on the agenda just briefly, but last month we had to approve a budget, and I want to thank the board for supporting the maximum allowable tax levy increase, which was 6.74. And I know that's not an easy thing to do, with all the other expenses that our community and the country is dealing with, prices of gas and prices of food. But the school district experiences all of that, inflation and pressure as well. And we have a resolution this evening on health, which went up nearly 32%. But also you have to consider last year it went up 14%. So it's going up disproportionately, and it's putting a tremendous amount of pressure on our district. So unfortunately, as we did present, through the budget process, and those slides and presentations are certainly posted if anyone in the community would like to view them. We went into a lot more detail, but part of closing the budget gap, unfortunately, was reducing some positions. And we're a small enough district where I thought it would be necessary that anyone potentially affected by a reduction in their position, I did meet with every individual personally who was affected by this. And just to sum up, we did reduce 2 administrator positions district-wide. We will have 12 less teaching positions from this year to next year, 1 less clerical, and also less of our part-time cleaners. We are keeping our full-time custodial maintenance workers current level at 9. And then there will be some additional reductions with our paraprofessionals through the agencies that we partner with. And notice to those people will be shared very soon, within the next 2 or 3 weeks. We're just looking at some final details. On a positive note, we're trying to look for efficiencies wherever possible. We are currently working on a self-contained special education class at Lindbergh. We're happy that 2 of our students who may have needed to be placed out are going to stay here, in their home district, which the families are very happy about. And we also may have a student from another district joining us here at Lindbergh. And that, first and foremost, is, I think, what's best for children, right? Educating them here in their home district in the least restrictive environment. But also financially, it is much better for us because, the cost of sending children out and buses and transportation is quite expensive. So, we can use that money. We're not trying to save money, but we can use those resources that were being sent out to educate children here and provide a high-quality program. So that program, if all goes well and the parents consent, we will have that on the next agenda in June for the board to consider approving. You do have to formally approve creating a new special education program. So that is something on a positive, and then it also saves some jobs. And also the last thing I will say is we've had a few retirements. We've tried as much as possible to make some of these reductions through attrition in a way that would not hurt people, but we did need to go by seniority and state tenure laws, and we did abide by all of that in all of the reduction decisions. And that is all I have for this.
Question, when you look at the air conditioning for Lindbergh, is the ductless, those things those weird rectangle boxes, I don't know what to call that.
Like the standalone units?
Not the window ones, but the ones that
You're referring to the split units.
Yes.
That's good.
Was that explored at all?
That I don't believe. Again, I only started this year, but Emilio and I have been talking. We are going to present to the board a recommendation to do a full, thorough facilities evaluation next year. We think first of all, you're required to do that every 5 years, so it is time. And then architects and engineers will do a thorough examination of the buildings. I have some experience with facilities, but by no means am I an expert. So bringing in our architects and engineer firm to do an evaluation is really the way to go. Then they would present their findings to the board, and we could talk about what priorities we might want to try to address next year and in the years ahead. So that is something certainly we can talk about. What are the options at Lindbergh? Maybe there are some more affordable options.
Do you have more questions? So Lindbergh is the only school that doesn't have a central HVAC system.
This is correct. we have a good number of window units, but there is a good portion of the building that still has air conditioning.
Hallways, it doesn't have one, and the auditorium doesn't have, and the gym doesn't have.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Arbano, for those updates. Next, our first agenda, first board business item to approve is approval of board minutes. March 25th, April 2020, April 22nd, 2026, for both special business meeting minutes and executive meeting minutes, regular business meeting minutes, executive meeting minutes, 4 minutes for approval. Have a motion?
Make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain from the ones that I was not here for.
Yeah, as long as actually, Mr. Mandi, correct me if I'm wrong, as long as you, even if you didn't participate, you read the board minutes and you trust other board members and other explanation, what was done on past meeting, when you did attend, still you can vote. Is that correct?
I'll abstain.
So, 4 meeting minutes were approved and passed. So building and ground, we have 3 consent agenda for both approval tonight. May I have a motion?
Make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Education, we have only 1 consent agenda of grade 3 for both approval. May I have a motion to approve grade 3?
Make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, finance, we have 15 finance agendas for both approval. May I have a motion?
Make a motion?
Second.
Three, please roll call. Yes? Mr. Rayford?
Yes.
Mr. Junior?
Yes.
Ms. Leon?
Aye.
Ms. Younger?
Yes.
So all finance items were approved. Personnel, we have 13 agenda for approval. May I have a motion to approve personnel 13 consent agenda.
Make a motion?
Second.
Please do roll call.
Ms. Sucha?
Yes? Mr. Rayford?
Yes.
Mr. Junior?
Yes.
Ms. Columbia? Wait, I lost track. Are we doing policy and? Personnel. Personnel, okay. Aye. Ms. Younger?
Yes.
Okay, all personnel agendas are approved. Next, the policy. We have three policy revision, consent agenda for approval. I have a motion.
Make a motion?
I second. Oh, you. You need to go. All in favor?
I'm gonna abstain.
So Ms. Ho abstain. 1, 2, 3, 4 board members. Yes. So this is the first reading. We'll revisit the second reading next month. Next, negotiations. We have 1 agenda for negotiations approval. I have a motion.
Make a motion?
I second. You can go over it.
Yes.
So, the memorandum of agreements for PPSA, the ratification for the memorandum of agreements for the PPSA has been approved. So may I have a motion to close our regular session and open it to the audience participation?
I have a motion. Wait, we don't have to do this?
You move it.
Oh, okay, sorry, I skipped, I put this, yeah, sorry. Sorry that, we have to go back to new business. We have one new business agenda for approval tonight. It's a resolution urging relief from rising public school employee health care costs. May I have a motion? I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? No
Aye.
abstention? Thank you. I have a motion to close our regular session and open our meeting to public participation.
I have a motion.
Before we close, my apologies, before we close, I'd like to recommend to the board, we had a board meeting scheduled, we have a board meeting scheduled on June 17th, but that is high school graduation, so there is a conflict.
All right.
So I would, Aaron, maybe you could help us with this. I think we may need to amend the board meeting schedule. And the following week, June 24th, we also have a meeting and we would conduct all of our June business at the June 24th meeting, but cancel the 17th, if that's okay.
I don't believe you need a motion to speak to the consent decree. Is that correct, Aaron?
Yeah, I mean, since we're all here, we might as well.
To cancel June 17 meeting and to stay with June 24 meeting for both regular and the closeout of the year meeting together.
And Grace, you'll let me know the other members who don't.
So may I have a motion to cancel our regularly scheduled meeting on June 17?
I have a motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
So next board meeting will be June 24, 6:30 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you too. I forgot. I forgot about that too. All right. May I have a motion to close our session, regular session, and open our meeting to audience participation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So in order to conduct its meeting properly and efficiently, the board should require the following procedures to public participation at board meetings. Any individuals desiring to speak should give his or her name, address, and group, if any, that is to be presented. The presentation should be as brief as possible, but no more than 3 minutes per individual. The board vests in its president or other presiding officer authority to terminate the remarks of any individual if he/she deems it in the best interest of those present to do so.
Good evening, my name is Alexis Dominguez. I have served as a physical education and health teacher at Lindbergh School for the past 4 years. I'm here today because I was forced to resign after my contract was not renewed for the upcoming school year. This decision is extremely frustrating, especially considering that I have never been written up or faced any disciplinary action during my time in the district. What makes this situation even more concerning is the inconsistency in how staff is treated, especially by our principal in Lindbergh School. There is a 5th grade teacher in the building who has had multiple reports of alleged student misconduct, whether it's
Sir, I ask you not to discuss or share issues with other personnel or other employees in a public meeting. It's not the appropriate place.
I am just discussing things that are going on in the building that I want to share, that is my experience within the building. I haven't mentioned any names. I haven't directed anything.
As an
employee of a public institution, there are certain limitations to what one can say in public without potentially facing things like discipline from an employer. The public comment section of a public board meeting is not the appropriate place to air grievances about personnel matters affecting yourself, much less your coworkers. So, I'm not gonna, the time is yours, but you've been put on notice.
So am I allowed to continue speaking? Yet they will remain employed for the following school year. It is widely understood that this individual has a family member on the board, which raises serious concerns about fairness and accountability, and whether appropriate action is taken by administration. Also, when I was asked for specific reasons as to why my contract was not being renewed, I was told to look at my past observations.
Sorry, it's about the negotiation matter as well too?
No.
Contract.
I'm just stating why my contract was not being renewed, and I'm stating that when I was given reasons. When I was given reasons, I was told to review my past observations. A majority of my past observations were positive, but then there was observation that I received that was biased. Upon reviewing these observations, I realized that one of them seemed to be falsified. Why do I know this observation was falsified? It's because, as far as I know, teachers aren't supposed to be observed during lunch duty. And that was the period that was put on my observation form. I tried to bring this matter to the union, but they told me nothing could be done. And this is when I submitted a formal complaint to the New Jersey Department of Education Investigations Unit and the School Ethics Commission, in which I was informed that this matter will be reviewed and the appropriate steps will be taken. I hope that bringing these concerns forward, the district will take meaningful steps towards greater transparency, accountability, and fairness. Most importantly, I hope changes are made to ensure that qualified, dedicated teachers are supported and retained. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any other person would like to speak in public?
My name is Amy Pierce, I live on East Central Boulevard. How is it that you guys came to an agreement for teacher contracts, but now you're getting rid of so many teachers? And Mr. Albano just started this year, that was given a contract with the teachers that took almost 2 years.
Any other person? Any public?
My name is Mallory Sunmeyer. I'm a teacher at Lindbergh. Quick question about the aides that are, or the paraprofessionals that are going to be contacted within the next few weeks. Are those part of the ESS employees, or are they school employees? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. What else would you like to say?
My name is Magdalene Rodriguez. I'm a teacher at Lindbergh Elementary School. I actually resigned a few weeks ago, a month ago. I wasn't going to speak tonight, but I just want everyone to remember why we are where we are. This is for a school system. This is for children, to educate them. Different things that I'm hearing, things that are ignored with questions from a parent, from a teacher. I've been to other board meetings, and there's just such a lack of regard for finding answers, or just, I don't even know the right words. It's very frustrating, and it's hurtful to walk away from this district because of the parents and the students that I have met, and also people I have worked with. And I come sit here today hoping maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some sort of response, maybe there's a difference in the tone. It's the same thing I've seen in the last 4 years, and I urge you to just think back to why you took this position. Me, myself, I became a teacher to educate children. That's my one priority. And again, I have put my all into this job. I have worked to get tenure, and I'm walking away, not because I was asked to leave, I made the decision to leave, because this district is showing me the priority is not with the kids. We're not looking out for the kids, we're focused on whether ego or just other things that, again, is not focusing on the improvement of the students.
What's your name? I'm sorry again.
Magdalene Rodriguez.
Do you have any other person or person to speak? Okay, may I have a motion to close our audience participation? I make a motion to close our public participation. All in favor? So, most of the answers that Mr. Bano is the best person to answer. And I just have one question to Ms. Rodriguez, that what was your best concerns amongst all the questions that not being heard?
Same, I'd rather not.
You're not responding what questions you are not, you're feeling like you're not being heard or not answered from us or school administration? Mr. Banu?
Sure. I think the first question was about the teacher's contract. It did take 2 years. Contract negotiations are challenging. There was eventually a settlement. The contract now has been fully executed. Retroactive pay was issued to every single employee in the PPEA bargaining unit. But there are challenges when you are dealing with rising health costs. Last year 14%, this year 30%, and you're raising taxes around 2%. But last year we went up 3%, this year we went up 6.74%. But that is the biggest bargaining unit. And the district needed to be thoughtful about what it could afford. You have to consider, of course you want to pay all your employees more and pay them competitively, but what can the district realistically afford based on its revenue? And this year we learned that there is quite a challenge because our expenditures outpace our revenues. So therefore, even with the tax increase, which was a pretty significant one, it still wasn't enough, and there needed to be layoffs because you cannot legally overspend your budget. You just can't do it. You have to be within your budget. So that is the reason for the layoffs. The reason for, I guess, me receiving a contract is, when you're independent, right, not part of a bargaining unit, for you to work, you need to be given a contract. So I'm not sure if that answers the question, but yes, if you want to employ, whether it's a superintendent, a business administrator, anyone independent, you have to offer them employment with a contract. The next question is paraprofessionals who may be reduced. That is a decision that we are working very closely with our special education department. We're doing our best to maintain in the primary grades and at the early childhood center classroom paras. It's required at the preschool, and that is state funded, so there is no impact to the local budget for those paraprofessionals. We do get full funding. But kindergarten, that is the local district's funding, but we do feel very strongly about trying to maintain a paraprofessional in every kindergarten class. What we are looking at are 1-to-1 aides, or 2-to-1 aides, or 3-to-1 aides, but that is not a budgetary decision. That's a committee on special education decision. So when the committee decides that a child may need a paraprofessional to support them throughout the day, the board and myself and our business administrator play no role there. That is strictly Committee on Special Education. If they believe a child is in need of a paraprofessional, we will 100% support that. But our projections are that we may be able to, year over year, have about 9 less paraprofessionals. And those are employed for the most part through ESS and one other agency called Therapy Source. So, does that answer your question?
I believe so.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I think that's it.
Or, I'm sorry. Thank you. May I have motion to close audience participation and move on to the closed session discussion.
And the motion,
I second. All in favor? So probably we are going to go closed session. It might take 30 minutes. You can remain here or you can leave. That's up to you, but we'll be back in 30 minutes, around about 30 minutes.
And the purpose of the closed session is to discuss
The legal matters.
labor contract matters and legal matters, and the board, I believe, may take action upon return.
Right. Thank you. So first, we'll see you when we are coming back. Have a good night and thank you for attending our meeting tonight.
By the way.
We have a motion.
Oh, what'd you say? Sorry, I got a text and I was like, yeah.
I have a motion to close our closed session and open it to public.
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Have a good night.
Adjourn.
Oh,
Motion.
we have a motion to adjourn the meeting tonight, May 20, 2026, regular meeting.
Yes, I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you, board members and Mr. Albano.
We're not taking any
Thank you.
That was